Let's be real for a second. You've probably asked God this question 100 times by now. God, why am I still struggling with lust? You've prayed, you've begged, you've promised never again. But then the temptation comes back, and it feels like God is silent. You wonder, does God not care? Am I too broken to be fixed? Why hasn't he just taken this away from me? Listen to me. You're not alone in this. This battle isn't proof that you're a bad Christian. It's proof that you're human. But more than that, it might just be a sign that God is doing something deeper in you than you realize. You see, we often think if God loved us, he'd remove every sinful desire in an instant. But what if his love is shown not by removing the battle, but by walking with you through it? What if this struggle has a purpose you've never been told? Today, I want to talk to you, not with religious fluff, but raw, honest truth. We're going to unpack why God sometimes allows lust to remain, even when we're desperate to be free. And trust me, by the end of this message, you'll stop seeing yourself as a failure and start seeing yourself as someone God is refining for something greater. So, let's get into it. 1. Your battle is proof you're dangerous to the enemy. First, I need you to hear this loud and clear. The fact that you're in this fight is evidence that you are a threat to the enemy. The devil doesn't waste his time with people who pose no threat to his plans. He goes after those who have a calling. Those who, if they ever step fully into their God-given identity, will be dangerous. That's you. Lust is a powerful weapon the enemy uses to distract, discourage, and trap God's chosen people. He's not just trying to make you fall, he's trying to make you doubt who you are. He knows that if he can keep you stuck in a cycle of shame, you'll never rise into the purpose God has for you. But here's what he doesn't want you to realize. The very fact that you're fighting back is a sign that God is working in you. If you were spiritually dead, you wouldn't even care about the struggle. But because God has placed his Spirit in you, your heart is sensitive to sin. That's why it bothers you. That's why you keep coming back to him even after you fall. You see, God isn't looking at you shaking his head in disappointment. He's looking at you like a father watching his child learn to walk. Every time you stumble and get back up, his heart is filled with pride. King David understood this. After his fall with Bathsheba, he didn't give up. He fell on his face before God and cried out for mercy. And God called David a man after my own heart. Not because David was perfect, but because he knew how to return to God's heart. Friend, you are not your struggle. You are not disqualified. You are in the middle of a war because your life has meaning. The enemy wouldn't be fighting you so hard if he wasn't terrified of who you're becoming. 2. God's goal isn't quick fixes. He's after deep transformation. Let's be honest. We all want God to just snap his fingers and make the struggle disappear. God, just take it away. Make me pure. Fix me. But that's not how real growth happens. God is not in the business of giving quick fixes. He's in the business of heart transformation. You see, if he removed the struggle instantly, you'd feel free, but you wouldn't have learned how to fight. You wouldn't know how to stand firm when temptation knocks. You wouldn't have learned to run to him daily for strength. It's like a muscle. You don't get stronger by sitting on the couch. You get stronger by lifting weight. Resistance builds strength. In the same way, every time you resist lust, even if it's hard, even if you don't win every time, you're getting spiritually stronger. You're learning self-control. You're building character. You're learning to rely on God's grace, not your own willpower.
The Apostle Paul talked about this. He had what he called a thorn in the flesh. He begged God to take it away. But God said, "My grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in weakness." God didn't remove the thorn. Instead, he used it to keep Paul humble, dependent, and deeply connected to him. That's what he's doing with you. He's teaching you that holiness isn't about never being tempted. It's about learning to stand firm in the middle of temptation because you're walking with him. This struggle is not punishment, it's preparation. God is training you to be a warrior who knows how to fight, not someone who gets everything handed to them. Joseph in Egypt didn't get delivered from temptation. Potiphar's wife tempted him daily, but God strengthened him to say no. That daily battle prepared Joseph for leadership in ways a miracle never could. You are in training. God is building something in you that quick deliverance could never produce.
3. Your battle will become someone else's breakthrough. Here's something that will change how you see this struggle forever. Your battle isn't just about you. One day, someone is going to come to you, ashamed, broken, and convinced that they're too messed up to be loved by God. And because you've walked this same path, you'll be able to look them in the eyes and say, "I know exactly how you feel. But I also know that God's not done with you." You're not just fighting for your own purity. You're fighting for the people who will one day be rescued by your story. God is turning your scars into a survival guide for someone else. The enemy wants to silence you with shame, but God is going to use this very area of struggle to set others free. Think about Peter. He denied Jesus 3 times. He failed miserably. But after he was restored, Peter became a pillar of the early church. His failure didn't disqualify him, it gave him compassion. It made him a better leader because he understood weakness. You are in that same process. Every lesson you're learning in this fight, every tear, every moment of crying out to God is equipping you to be a source of hope for others. One day, you'll stand on the other side of this battle and realize that your greatest area of shame became the very platform God used for His glory. Don't believe the lie that you're disqualified. You're being qualified through fire. The struggle that's bringing you closer to God. So, why hasn't God taken away your lust yet? Because He's not just interested in making you feel clean. He's interested in making you strong. He's teaching you how to depend on Him, how to fight, how to stay close. He's turning your struggle into a testimony. He's preparing you to be a voice for others who feel like they're drowning. This isn't rejection, it's refinement. I know it's tiring. I know it's frustrating, but every battle you face is shaping you. Every time you get back up, you're proving the enemy wrong. You are not a failure. You are not unloved. You are a son, a daughter, and God's grace is sufficient for you. The chains will fall, but until then, every time you choose to fight instead of give in, you are growing. You are becoming who God has called you to be. One day, you'll look back on this season and realize it wasn't a curse. It was a furnace that forged a warrior. If this message hit home for you, I want you to do 2 things right now. First, don't keep it to yourself. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. You never know whose life you'll touch. Second, subscribe to Truth 1 verse 1. We're building a community where struggles are not hidden but surrendered, where you can grow without shame and walk this journey together. Remember this,
God is not waiting for you to be perfect before He uses you. He's using you now, right in the middle of your fight. This battle is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your testimony.